10 tips to look smarter fast. Guys, why does this matter? Because every day you're putting yourself out there and you are forming first impressions. So new job, you walk in, you're taking over a team. These people don't know you very well. You want to come off as competent. So you're starting college for the first time. You're walking into that classroom and people are looking around because, hey, they've got to choose a partner, maybe, get into groups. And you want to come off as someone that is desirable, that comes off as intelligent, that people want to partner with. That's what we're covering in this video. Now, these 10 tips to look smarter fast, they do have limitations. Understand that this is going to mostly have a strong effect on people that don't know you very well. Now, if someone's known you for 5 to 10 years, they know where you're strong, they know where you're weak. Guys, remember, you need to focus in on your core skills. You need to make yourself a better man. But these tips are going to help you make a first impression. Tip number 1, shut up and listen. So have you ever heard that saying, it's better to remain silent and be thoughtful than to open your mouth and remove all doubt? So in this case, guys, when you first walk in, let's use the company example, you're not going to go in and start spouting orders or saying, this worked at my company, I'm going to apply it here, because a lot of people are going to say, this guy has no idea what he's talking about, and you are going to do a lot of damage at this point, and you're going to come off as stupid. You don't want to do this. So this first point is almost damage control. You're taking a step back and you are listening twice as much as you are actually speaking. And it takes me to point number 2, which is now you start to ask simple but insightful questions. And why this is important, because it shows that you were listening, that you were taking notes, that you were understanding and you get down to the core problems that people are talking about. You listen to actually what they're saying, and then you start to ask questions that they're like, wow, this guy really listened. He really gets what I'm talking about. You've been a good listener, and you're coming off as actually more likable. So all of this is moving up and you're coming off as much more intelligent. Tip number 3 is appropriate eye contact. You want to have eye contact about 30 to 60% of the time. That's when you're having a one-on-one conversation in a group. You're going to want to make sure that whoever you're speaking with, that you're having eye contact and you're occasionally moving your eye contact around. But if you have less than 30% of the time you're actually making eye contact, you can come off as very weak and therefore not intelligent. If you start to get into the 70 to 80 to where you are just focused in on that individual, you can come off as aggressive. They're going to actually perceive you as a threat. Tip number 4, know how to effectively use quotes. The greatest fear people have is that of being themselves. I lost that fear. And once I felt the power that I had by showing the world I did not care about being like other people, I could never go back. Gentlemen, who said that? I'll tell you who said it, 50 Cent. And I just finished this book for the second time, The 50th Law, with 50 Cent and Robert Greene. So a very interesting combination. In this book, they're quoting Nietzsche, they're quoting Sun Tzu. I mean, so many great pieces of wisdom in this book. And the power of a quote is it shows that you are well-read. It can reset a conversation. Now, I know many of you guys are saying, Antonio, I don't have time to read books. I'm a busy guy, spending 2 to 3 hours commuting in my car. Guys, audiobooks, I want you to go check out Audible. They are the sponsor of this entire video, and I have to say I've been a customer for 12 years. You can grab that book, The 50th Law, for free over at Audible. Basically, when you sign up for the subscription, you get the first book free. It is an amazing service. I've been a customer, like I said, for over a decade. And guys, when you can start to get this information, all of a sudden you can go into a conversation and it's not you that's saying this. You are grabbing credibility from maybe some dead philosopher, from 1,000 years ago, or maybe some modern rapper. And I can tell you, if you're talking to young people and you're trying to bring them back in, when you can quote one of their idols, you can say something that Eminem said, or that 50 Cent said, or that Lady Gaga has talked about. I mean, that's pretty cool stuff. And they're like, wow, this guy actually, he connects with us. That is the power of a good quote. Tip number 5 to look smarter fast is to get sleep. Why? Because you don't want to have red eyes. You don't want to have slurred speech. Slurred speech, red eyes, that simply makes you look drunk. Drunk people are not perceived as being smart, so pretty easy right there. Get your 8 hours. If you need more, you've got a big presentation, don't stay up all night preparing. I mean, you should have prepared before. Get your 8 hours of sleep. Tip number 6, wear glasses. Did you notice how as soon as you saw me with a pair of glasses, you're like, Antonio, I believe anything you say. You are now so much more intelligent. Guys, well, let's just say there are a lot of stereotypes about people with glasses, and one of them is a great one that is actually shown in studies. People that wear glasses are perceived as more intelligent. So if you're normally wearing contacts, you've got a presentation, perhaps wear glasses when you're getting up in front of your boss and you're going to talk a whole lot of numbers and you don't want him to question you. Now, the interesting thing about glasses is that actually the more pronounced the frame, the more intelligent you come off. So these right here are going to make me look smarter. Tip number 7, smell good. So I have talked about this before, and I'm going to link to the studies over in the support article, guys. But if you smell great, you can come off to many people as more trustworthy, as someone that they want to be around, someone that they're more attracted to. And when someone views you as more trustworthy and more attractive, intelligence is one of those things that naturally goes with it. Tip number 8, wear a well-fitted authority uniform. So if I walk into a room and I'm dressed like a firefighter and I start talking about fire safety, are you going to believe me? Of course you are, because I am dressed as the authority and I actually look the part. That's why men who wear suits oftentimes just simply get more people to open doors for them, to trust them immediately. They give them the benefit of the doubt. If you've got a blue collar job, look to wear a uniform that has your name tag, has the company's name tag on it. Companies like that can charge more and they come off as actually being more competent. When they make a mistake, people say, oh, he's human, he just made a mistake, versus saying, you know, the guy looks sloppy, and that just reinforces what I thought about him. Tip number 9, wear a dash of red. So I'm going to link to this in the support article, guys, but I found this research a couple years ago, blew me away. Basically, the color red makes you come off as more competent. Why does that matter, and how does that happen? I don't know exactly, but the studies show that a guy wearing a red sweater, and the same, he was wearing a neutral sweater in another video. People were watching a video. This wasn't even in person. And whenever they watched the guy give the same boring information in a red sweater, guess what? They perceived him as being he was more of an authority. They believed him more likely. So if you want to come off as smarter, you're giving that presentation in front of your boss, wear a little bit of red. He's going to more likely believe that you know what you're talking about. Tip number 10 to look smarter fast, guys, is to make sure that you've got the latest technology. Why does this matter? Because it shows that you're not falling behind. And who is this really important for? If you are over the age of 50, 60, you're still in the workforce, you don't want people to perceive you as someone that basically is being left behind by technology. You want to have the latest phone. You want to have the latest computer. You don't want to come off as obsolete. So make sure that every device is the latest and greatest. All right, guys, that's it. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. And in fact, I would love to hear in the comments below your favorite quote. And if you don't have any good quotes, guys, again, go check out Audible. Their audiobooks, not only The 50th Law, this thing has a lot of great quotes, but Manvotionals is another book over on Audible. And my friend Brett McKay actually wrote this book. This thing is chock full of great quotes. So you go through books like this, you're listening to them on audiobooks over at Audible, you're reading through them, just grab the actual book, as you can see I've done many times, and you're going to be able to just spout out quotes, come off as super smart, but don't forget, guys, you got to be able to back it up. So make sure to always be working to sharpen that mind. That's it, gentlemen. I'll see you in the next video.